Well, happy Father's Day to everyone. We're going to get going. We're off.
A horse's eyes are beautiful. They're like those of women. Think of them as your loved ones and take good care of them.
the battlefield if you have a sword. No, would you like to leave your horse here? So-called great adventurer. I do not need any help commanding. If you distract me, you will also become like this. Answer. Where is your leader?
I also need to research the poisonous stings of the little ones.
that so-called great adventurer? I do not need any help commanding. Kubutos and harpies must be extinguished from these lands. I don't even want to listen if it's about Margaret. Answer. Where is your leader? Are you that so-called great adventurer? The nasty, evil Kubutos. And harpies must be extinguished from these lands.
There will be no negotiation with the Kurutos. After the feint operation with El Griffin, there will only be annihilation. There will be no negotiation with the Kurutos. My soldiers have been taken hostage. We will bring them back at any cost. After the feint operation with El Griffin, there will only be annihilation. There will be no negotiation with the Kurutos. My soldiers have been taken hostage. We will bring them back at any cost.
Gotta kill his boss, Naruto. By the way, happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Hope you're having a great one. Doing stuff with your family. That's awesome. Gotta go pick up my horse.
the battlefield if you have a sword. No, would you like to leave your horse here?
This is the Bank of Hope. If you can't afford to pay back, don't take out a loan.
Poverty is not a sin. It is merely pain.
I put a bunch of stuff in there. Oh.
Halcyon is big, isn't it?
Weapons repair? I can't guarantee it, but I think it's possible. All the good ones are dominated by the workshop. All the good ones are dominated by the workshop. All the good ones are dominated by the workshop. All the good ones are dominated by the workshop.
How you doing, geezer?
Oh, I'm doing okay. How about you?
Oh, not bad. Not bad. Here in Orlando, Florida.
Good ones are dominated by the workshop.
Trucking along, man.
Right on.
So Black Desert Online is a game I've eyeballed numerous times, but I've been told to avoid it.
What was the reason for avoiding it?
It was told it was a grind fest.
Okay, well, what Asian game isn't?
Okay, then they were right.
Well, it's not that bad, really. I mean, it's. When's the last time you talked to somebody about it? I enjoy it. I'm having fun. I've been playing it off and on for about 2 years. So I enjoyed it. Roxanne is playing it also, but I never run into him in games, so I'm not sure what he's doing.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've been floating around between Path of Exile, Warframe, a few other little games here recently. I've been on the road in Puerto Rico for a couple weeks.
Are you flying planes down there, or what?
Yeah, we have contracts with UPS and FedEx, moving cargo between the islands down there.
So how's it looking after the hurricane? Getting better?
I was there in January and February, and it was, we had electricity and we had internet, and, everything was pretty kosher. They blew up a power station while I was there, trying to fix stuff. It's still in progress, man. It's rough. The problem I see is the people, they want to blame the government. Yeah, the government's corrupt, but also you're driving along, you watch people throw trash out their windows. The people themselves aren't taking care of the place either. So it's still pretty trashed, but overall much better than the third world country that it was right after the hurricane.
Yeah, it's funny how that works. People don't take pride in where they live, and they just don't give a shit. It's crazy. Damn lucky it's not like Singapore.
Yeah,
You get publicly caned for dropping a gum wrapper on the ground.
And I believe in harsh punishments for that sort of shit, but I don't know, man. Right now, there's still no, what do you call it? There's no, oh, shit, okay. There's very few stoplights that are working. They've gotten a couple working, but it's still, every man for himself. People run red lights all the time. The driving there is freaking crazy. That's funny. It can't be worse than Okinawa. Probably not, but it's close. You gotta be on your toes.
I spent a couple of days in Okinawa when I was in the Corps. I was on my way home from Vietnam. Yeah, that was back in the day, so it's probably worse now.
Oh, this is bad enough that on the weekends I don't go many places while I was there. I don't go exploring too much just because it's freaking crazy.
How's the food,
I don't
though?
want to spend a bunch of money. Food's pretty good. I've had a lot of their traditional cuisine at some restaurants that were recommended to me, and it always came out really dry, which was the problem I had. But I've had churrasco, which is skirt steak, and they do a good job with that. That turns out really good.
I'll just let you know I am streaming. So.
Oh, nice.
But I guess you can assume anytime you see me playing, I'm streaming it.
Yeah, for the most part, I try to. What's your link? Are you streaming on Black Widows?
I'm streaming on mine, Geezer 801. Yeah, I made affiliate back in the end of May. End of May or end of April.
Oh, it's showing up on. Oh, jeez, I'm about to mute this. I just pulled up BWC's, and it's showing up on there too.
Yeah, they're probably they're hosting me, so. Yeah, I just I hit an achievement the other day and I couldn't believe it. 2,000 hours of streaming.
Damn.
Yeah. I enjoy it. It's kind of a legacy thing. What I do is I export my vids over to my YouTube page.
I gotcha.
Yeah, you ought to check out Black Desert if you like. There's a number of things that are really cool about the game that make it different than any other MMO that I've seen, and I always come back to this game. I'll try new MMOs, and I just keep coming back to Black Desert. But one thing is with few exceptions, none of your gear is bound to a character.
I got you. So you just move it around.
Yeah, and like there's certain. The only thing that's really character or class specific is your weapons, and but all your armor and that sort of thing can go, and all your jewelry and all that stuff can go on any class of any character. So when I'm leveling a new character, I actually power level myself. I just move all my high-end gear to that character that I'm playing, and then go ahead and level them. Like I've hit level 40 in how many hours is it right now? It's at 7 hours.
Well, that's pretty cool.
And I don't know what the hard level cap is anymore, to be honest with you. I think it's around 60, 62, something like that. But then once you hit like 55, then the levels really slow down. Painful.
We need to get you a new microphone, man. It's still doing that breakup stuff whenever it like catches a loud noise.
I think it's a mic. I think what it is that it's something with between OBS and TeamSpeak. Because I've been listening to my, I'll review my my vids from time to time, and the mic sounds perfect. So, I don't know.
Huh, interesting. It probably is. I bet you if I listen to your Twitch stream, I probably won't notice it.
Yeah, it's, like I try to move it away from my mouth, and people say they can't hear me. Move it too close, and they say I'm too loud, so I just give up worrying about it. I'm eventually going to get a decent on a mic stand, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get, for my home setup, I've been wanting to have a good mic, Samson condenser microphone. I want to get a stand and a pop filter in the whole 9 yards so I can kind of fine-tune a little bit better. But me and another pilot are looking for a house in the Dallas area right now to rent. I would buy, but I've got not necessarily credit issues, but I was trying to get a VA loan, and I've got a loan that got tied up in my divorce that like is listed as resolved but in default at the same time. It's really jacked up story. I'm paying it off, but I've got to go wrestle with Wells Fargo. But the VA won't let you close on a loan, on a home loan, unless you have something like that in default.
Yeah, until you cleared the other loan.
Yeah, and I don't have $25,000 in my pocket to pay it off. So
you don't. I thought that was walking around money for you pilots.
Yeah, I wish. Well, I mean, in February, no, March, I wrote a $21,000 check to pay off a different loan.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I was excited. It was I had three flight school loans that I had taken out. Two of them were $20,000, and one of them was $11,000. And I consolidated one of them and the $10,000. So it was sort of, that ended up being like 32 grand that I consolidated. And that's the one that's all jacked up right now. And the other one, I just wasn't making any progress on. And I got a bonus in February. So I just cleaned out my savings and took the bonus and killed the loan.
It's always a good feeling. It probably feels good.
It feels good, and it's terrifying at the same time. I've never written a check that big before. Oh, it's just like, holy shit.
Oh, have you watched that movie with Tom Cruise called American Made?
Oh, American Made? Yeah. I actually watched it while flying the last time I went to Puerto Rico. It was like available on the TV screen. I watched on my way to Puerto Rico in February or January, something like that. It's a good movie. Yeah,
it reminds me it's based on a true story too. And
yeah.
The other one I liked along that same vein was Air America.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's I believe it's what's his name? The guy that played in Gladiator, not Gladiator. Mel Gibson. It's about it's about CIA drug flights around the Golden Triangle there. Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, China. And it was a CI-run operation. That's a really good movie, too. It's one of my favorites. But I just watched American Made the other night. I'm going, when it was over, I'm going, I wonder how much of that was true.
Apparently quite a bit. Like, had a grain of truth to it. We'll put it that way.
Oh, yeah, they've got to fill in the time with drama. But apparently the guy, I haven't done a lot of research, but he actually made all those videos, and that's what they used for the movie.
Yeah, supposedly he made all those videos, and that's how they kind of got some of the inside information once they released it. But I can tell you that the aviation part of it is pretty straightforward, except the part where he like grazed the trees and like got free.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
That would have, I mean, technically you could pull it off, but you wouldn't be flying smooth. You'd be in a lot of troubles. Like your propeller blades would be jacked.
Oh yeah, was that a Cessna he was flying, that twin engine?
I
or was it a Beechcraft? It looked like one or the other.
It might have been a Barrett. Let me see here. Hold on.
All right.
Good ones are dominated by the workshop. All the good ones are dominated by the workshop. All the good ones are dominated by the workshop. All the good ones are dominated by the workshop.
curious about anything? Good. I'll start with a coin. The Parliament started suppressing the people at the refugee camp.
That's strange. There should be another one.
Ah, damn it. I thought for sure that would tell me what the plane was.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I thought it for sure would tell me about what it was, but here's an interesting fact. There was actually a fatal crash during the filming.
You know Gorgon?
Really?
He's the best alchemist I know.
Yeah, there were 2 pilots died.
Now that twin engine he was running, it wasn't a turboprop.
No, not a turboprop. It was a piston. It might have been turbocharged or supercharged, rather.
Right. Yeah, that would make sense.
But yeah, it was a piston aircraft. And I keep wanting to think it's a Beech Baron, but I can't. I'm not well versed in just looking at one of them and being able to tell you right off the bat. But you know, a Baron, Cessna 310, but I don't think it had wingtip tanks.
Yeah, it was a beautiful plane, though. I got to say that much.
Oh yeah,
Gorgeous.
Halcyon Workshop is the best in the world.
Well, the other thing I wanted to tell you too about the game, which I really like, and I'll tell you why. There's no such thing as a AFK timeout.
Oh really?
Yeah. So if you let's say you like fishing is a good way to make money. As a matter of fact, I've right now just fishing and selling some minor stuff, just stuff you pick up from questing and stuff like that. I've made over 600 million silver. But what you can do is you can set it up with your fishing pole and it'll auto fish, and you can minimize the game to tray and just forget about it. And you don't get logged out.
Nice. Okay, so he's flying. So they might have used a couple different airplanes, but apparently the first one that he flew, it's a mid-wing design. Okay, that's different. So that makes it a Piper Aerostar 600.
National power. The workshop was jointly established by members of
I don't think I've ever seen one in real life. Or if I have, I didn't notice it.
Tell you though, I just love that plane. Absolutely.
They're an interesting airplane.
I'm not a pilot and don't know anything about it, but I've always loved. My dad worked for a company called Pacific Aeromotive Corporation, and what they did is they did instrument repair on commercial aircraft, like altimeters, autopilots, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And they had contracts with like the U.S. government for F-4 Phantoms and stuff like that for repairing, instrumentation and stuff. But I was always at Oakland Airport. Every weekend I'd be there with my dad. He'd always work on Saturday, and I'd go in and watch the planes come in and out and stuff. And so he described all the different planes to me, when I was a kid. And it's funny, I never got into wanting to be a pilot, but I just love planes. My real love is helicopters.
I've flown a helicopter once, and it was a Bell 206, and absolutely love it. Would love to do it, but it's so expensive.
Yeah, the reason I love them is because of Vietnam and flying around in them all the time. There's some amazing aircraft. The other one of my favorite aircraft is Super Hornet.
Oh yeah, F-18 Super Hornet, of course.
Absolutely. Now, what made me fall in love with that plane was this stupid movie,
Which one?
Top Gun.
That's not the F-18 Super Hornet.
No, it's not. But it was an F-18.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it
One of
was.
the Top Gun's an F-14.
I thought it was an FA-18.
Nope. F-14 Tomcat is.
Oh,
Top
that's
Gun.
right. You're right. Well, that was state of the art at the time the movie came.
Oh, it's still a gorgeous airplane. I actually was in the pattern at Oceana with one of the last squadrons flying of F-14s. They're gorgeous.
Twin GEs on it. And the way the twin, I think it's got GE engines in it. And the way they can change the wing profile on it. Just
yeah. It's an awesome airplane.
The other plane I really like is, and a lot of people think it's crazy, loving it, C-130.
Oh, of course.
When they use that
Burn damn near anything.
when they use that JATO to get off from a short airstrip.
And they don't make those rockets anymore. So the last one that was using those was a Big Bertha, the Blue Angels C-130, and they can't even do that during demonstrations because the rockets that you put back there aren't manufactured anymore. It's really sad.
Well, I'm not talking about the rugged ones. I'm talking about the ones that had jet assist on takeoff. JATO.
Yeah, it's. But you talk about the rockets in the back. You talk about something else.
I'm talking about it's got a couple of small jet engines on it.
Huh, I guess I haven't seen those.
Yeah, and what's amazing is it doesn't gradually go into the air. It leaps into the air on takeoff. It's the only way I can describe it. It leaps into the air, and then the ass end drops a little bit. You think, oh my God, we're going to die. And then boom, it's in the air. And I think it can take off from a 300-foot airstrip, which is pretty amazing.
They call it JATO, but I think it's rockets. It's not actually jet engines, but everything I've found, at least in my quick, brief search on the internet.
They look like little jet engines, not real big ones. They're out on the wingtip. Not on the tips, but underneath the wing.
Huh. I haven't seen. Let me see if I can find some images. I haven't seen these. I know of the rocket assisted takeoff.
My last 3 months in Vietnam, they had me processing retrograde cargo. In other words, stuff they were shipping back to the United States. And what I'd have to do, they'd fly me up somewhere where cargo was being picked up, and I'd have to put rat bait blocks in it, and diazinon dust, which kills the fleas that jump off the rats when they die. It's to stop plague from getting into the United States.
Right.
And so I flew around all over northern I-Corps, from Da Nang north, to different bases that were sending cargo back. So I had to fly in C-130 a lot. But I just love that aircraft. It's amazing to me. On paper, it's not even supposed to fly.
It's something else.
It's an amazing aircraft. It really is. Very underappreciated, unless you're a pilot.
I think it's amazing just because you can basically pour anything in the fuel tank so it'll run.
Yeah. It was multi-fuel, one of the first multi-fuel plane.
I mean, all turboprops and jets can technically run off of like jet or avgas and whatnot, but they can only do it for so long. That sucker could run off kerosene, dirty oil,
even alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an amazing aircraft. They used to have a pretty decent air show there. Salt Lake, I haven't seen one in years. The last one I saw was in the late 90s, early 2000s. They had the Confederate Air Force out here. And that was just amazing to watch those guys dogfight and stuff.
I have undivided loyalty for Parliament.
So I just started this game. Started messing with it called Oxygen Not Included.
That one.
I don't know if you messed with it at all, but you start. It's just a little. I don't know. You start with a bunch of little dudes, and you're on an asteroid, and you got to build and dig and all that mess. And, it's been a fun trip so far.
To be honest with you, I am so burned out on building survival game. I'm just totally burned out on it.
Well, this one you're not like one of the people, you're like controlling a colony, which is nice.
I don't know, I'm just not into them anymore. Yeah, I guess it's too repetitious, I guess is probably the best way to put it. Well, if you pick up Black Desert, let me know, and we can group up.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'm not intending on it right now, but yeah, you never know. I haven't figured out exactly what I'm doing. I've been, I don't know, I've just been tinkering around mostly. I've been playing a little bit of this Oxygen Not Included just because it's single player, doesn't rely on internet connections.
Are you out of town right now, or?
Yeah, I'm in Orlando right now. We have an airplane over here that needs to be. It came out of the avionics shop, and needs some tender loving care. It needs to be test flight and whatnot before it gets put into service.
What kind of?
SW4 Swear Engine Metroliner.
To haul people or cargo?
We haul cargo. It used to hold people back in the day, but not anymore.
Wasn't older.
Not many people would put up with it because it's so noisy. Sorry, got a little concentrated. What'd you say?
It wasn't important. Is it a jet or a prop?
Turboprop.
You know what's funny is I went down to, my wife and I went down to a funeral of her brother. Or actually, it wasn't a funeral, it was memorial service. He was getting buried at the National Cemetery in Riverside, California.
I gotcha.
And we flew down there from here, from Salt Lake City. Flew down there, and it was just that Airbus, you know, that, I mean, it's like I want to say a 300 Airbus or something. It's just it's no frills aircraft, actually. They just rack them and stack them inside of it, you know. But we flew back on a turboprop. And I'd never been in a turboprop before. And it was really, really loud.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And actually, you know, I love to fly. I got to the point where, man, I'd be glad when this damn thing lands. You know, as we flew out of Will Rogers Airport.
Okay, yeah.
And then flew to Vegas and then changed planes in Vegas. And flew from Vegas to Salt Lake in that turboprop. But yeah, like I said, I usually love flying, but man, oh man, I was really happy when that plane.
When it was over, yeah, they're. If you ever end up being on one of those again, I always travel with either headphones or earplugs or something like that. Is a good idea for anybody traveling, especially if you think you're going to be in some smaller airplane.
Yeah, I didn't know that was our connecting flight. I had no idea. So it was just like, oh, when we boarded, I went, oh, well, this is kind of cool. I've never been on a turboprop commercial before. And it was pretty amazing.
Like, how big was it?
You had 40, 50 seats, maybe, if that.
Okay, it's a pretty sizable one. I got you.
It wasn't,
aren't that bad.
Might have been less. I don't remember. It was such a bad experience. I blotted it out of my head. I'll tell you, one of the craziest flights I was ever on was flying into Great Falls, Montana. Have you ever flown over to that area?
Montana? No,
Great
I don't
Falls,
believe
Montana.
so.
The Tetons are all around it, and you go up over the mountains. They're pretty high, and then you corkscrew down into the city. And it's because they had to drop altitude. You corkscrew down from about, I don't know how many thousand feet, but it's just really, because it's in a valley. The actual airport is in a valley, and you got sheer mountains on both sides of you. The strangest landing I ever had. And flying out of there is even crazier because you have to corkscrew up. You gain altitude really fast. When I was working for a government contract.
I like that sort of shit. Kind of crazy, off the wall.
Well, it breaks up the monotony, right?
Oh yeah. It's my favorite type of flying.
I'm going to make a cup of coffee. I'll be right back.
All right.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Poverty is not a sin. It is merely pain.
You shouldn't trust other men. I have to say, I don't want to.
Trolls.
Do not hesitate to help others. Giving help is like looking after oneself.
I swear my love to you.
Trolls can do anything when they see my sword.
Oh, please, I have no interest. I'll take you around the world if you marry me.
How about it? Am I not the man worthy of your trust?
You shouldn't trust other men. I mean it.
I will not let anyone trouble you. I mean it.
I will not waste one bit of wheat.
Take my hand.
That's amazing. Black Desert's been around for a couple of years now. They just celebrated its second anniversary.
Wow.
And what's amazing is it has always, except for in the middle of the night, it has 5,000 plus people watching the game on Twitch. So it's a pretty popular game.
I don't want to!
I will not waste one bit of wheat.
Everything you do is the Lord Elion's will. Trust me, you will all see the path. Lord Elion guides us.
Pretty hot down in Florida today.
It's not bad. I really haven't been outside much. I woke up, got breakfast, and been doing this.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a break here and grab stuff.
I'm running out of oxygen to my colony. This is not good.
Uh-oh.
I wasn't paying attention. Oh, this isn't good. I haven't found a single seed. Ooh, shit. Okay.
Halt! Only...
Tuesday.
Those are tough words to take in.
Poverty is not a sin. It is merely pain.
I'm going to take a bit of a break, grab some lunch and
Have
something.
fun.